The assignment is submitted. It's the first one, looking at the student uploading their assignment. The orange circle should replace the dash. This circle indicates an attempt needing grading. As a teacher, I checked the attempt and grade. I found the student submitted and saw a blue mark. This mark shows it's in progress instead of dashes. The mark means the student has from 22 to 27, and you said, I will enter on the 28th. The student making an attempt, uploading their assignment, must have the orange circle replace the dash. This orange circle means the student has an attempt requiring grading. I entered, saw the student submitted, and noticed a blue mark. This blue mark indicates progress instead of two dashes. Entering on the 28th, the blue mark showed the student tried to submit but faced an issue. The blue mark means the student's file didn't reach me. So the student is saying, well, I logged in, saw the student submitted, and a blue mark. It means instead of two dashes, it shows in progress. It means the student had from 22 to 27, and you said, I will enter on the 28th. I logged in on the 28th and saw this mark. The student attempted to submit, but there was an issue. Result, blue mark appeared, file didn't reach me. Student says, I opened and was submitting, and is honest. Teacher says, I didn't receive the file. Both are correct. Attempt marked in progress, indicating it failed. If completed, it shows orange, requiring grading. What do we do? It goes back to you. I logged in and saw this blue mark. This means the student tried to submit, but there was an issue. The issue is unknown. The blue mark means the file didn't reach me. The student says, I opened the assignment and was submitting it, and is honest. The teacher says, I didn't receive the file. Both are correct. This marks the attempt as in progress, indicating failure. A completed attempt shows in orange, requiring grading. In this case, give the student another attempt. These are key indicators in the grading center. Dr. Ahmed says it could be a blue or yellow circle. I opened the assignment, and the student is honest. Teacher says, but I didn't receive the file. This attempt is in progress, meaning it failed. If completed, it would show in orange, requiring grading. So, you give the student another attempt. These are key grading indicators. Dr. Ahmed says it could be a blue or yellow circle. You might wonder about a solution. The issue isn't the solution. The idea is the student may have many reasons. For example, when joining the virtual classroom, it says joining, like Dr. Abdul Majid and Dr. Abdullah now. You're giving the student an additional opportunity to submit their assignment. These are the key indicators in the grading center that you will benefit from regarding assignments. Now let's see here. Dr. Ahmed is saying it could be a blue or yellow circle. This additional opportunity allows students to submit their work on time and with accuracy and precision in the grading process. As Dr. Ahmed mentions, it could be a blue or yellow circle. And I shook my head. No, you can't see a solution for this problem, doctor. The issue here is not about the solution. The whole idea is that the student might have many reasons for the problem. For example, when you come to join the virtual classroom, you can see it says joining. For instance, Dr. Abdul Majid and Dr. Abdullah are trying to join right now. It's possible that Dr. Abdul Wajid joins us, and after 2, 3, or 4 years, you find him out again, and he has a problem. What kind of problem? With the internet, right? So, the student might be submitting the assignment, and everything seems fine, but during the file upload, there was an issue. What happened? There was a disconnection, and the attempt failed. The attempt itself failed. This problem, the file size can be large. E.g., if a student submits a file 30 or 40 megabytes, a large file, they might try to submit it, but the attempt fails. What happens? The system counts the attempt against the student. Remember, it counts the attempt against the student. This is an issue because it counts. You set in the settings here, what did you set? Note this part. You set one attempt in the settings. In submission details, one attempt was seen. The system counted it. Understand this rule. If one attempt is set, it counts. Even if availability is increased, it's still one attempt. This is a big problem because it counts the attempt. So you set in the settings here. What did you set? Pay attention to this part we were talking about. You set one attempt in the settings. When we looked at the submission details, we saw that there was one attempt. The system counted it. So you need to understand the general rule. As long as you set one attempt for the assignment or the test and it was counted against the student, then it's counted. Even if you say, I will increase the availability a bit. For example, today is the 7th and you increase the availability. Even if you increase it, no matter what you do, it's still one attempt and the system has counted it. So the idea is not just about availability. So you set one attempt for the assignment or the test, and it was counted against the student. It's already counted against the student. Even if you say, I will increase the availability a bit. For example, today is the 7th, and you extend the availability. No matter what you do, it's still one attempt, and the system has counted it. The idea is not just about availability. The idea isn't just about availability. The student must submit within the period and need an attempt to submit. If counted, it's an attempt. Extending availability doesn't matter. Even for a semester, it's counted. Settings allow one attempt, no resubmission. System says attempt already submitted. We need to give another attempt. This is crucial. Giving 2 attempts applies to all. Set in settings for all. Can't give one student extra. We'll see how to give a specific student an extra attempt. Even if you open the availability for a month, or even if you open it for the entire semester, the system has already counted that attempt against the student. So, in the settings, you've set 1 attempt, and they won't be able to submit again. Why? Because the system tells them you already submitted an attempt before. So what do we need to do? We need to give them another attempt. We need to give the student another attempt. This is an important point. But of course, when you come from the assignment settings and give the student 2 attempts, you're not just giving that student more chances. You're giving all the students 2 attempts. You set this in the assignment settings for all students. I can't just give one student an extra attempt. How can we do that? We'll see that together now. When I want to give a specific student an extra attempt. Even if I go back and adjust the number of attempts, I emphasize the number of attempts for whom we've opened it. All students have 3 attempts. It's open for all. If you're okay with 2, it's fine. Matter resolved. Set it to 2 and check availability. Today is the 8th. If set for the 7th, change to the 10th. I've opened the door. Now they have 3 attempts. Students send them to me. I've opened it for those who have issues and those who don't. If you want to keep it at 2, that's fine. Set it to 2 and ensure availability is correct. If availability was set for the 7th, change it to the 10th. Ensure availability is proper. How does a student know they failed to upload and fix it? I want to clarify any student will find here. So that's it. There's no problem. The issue is resolved. So here, you can set it to 2 and make sure the availability is correct. For example, today is the 8th of the month. If you had set the availability for the 7th, then you need to open it a bit and say instead of the 7th, today is the 8th, let's make it the 10th. So you need to ensure that the availability is what? Proper. This part about availability is very important. Now, how does a student know that they failed to upload the assignment so they can go back and fix it? Here's another issue, Dr. Tamim. The idea is that I also want to clarify for you that any student will find here. So you need to open the availability for what? For the assignment so that students can submit it because the availability is allowed during the appropriate period. This part about availability is very important. So how does a student know that they failed to upload the assignment so they can go back and fix it? Here's another issue, Dr. Tamim. The idea is that I also want to clarify for you that any student will find here. I entered here, of course, as a student. Hori Bartha for you. Let's go in from here as another student. But there are also students who don't pay attention to this point. Specifically in this part, there are many students who don't pay attention. Any duplicates, you will find, ladies and gentlemen, something called my grades. My grades are, do you see it? You should also remind the students about this part, or my grades, or whatever is happening here. Through this, the student can track the status of the activities, assignments, and tests they've submitted, which are related to the grading center. All the columns available in the grading center, the student can see them here in My Grades. So if the student clicks on My Grades, you see everyone, I'm going to show you now. You will pay attention with me. You see here, it says test. If the student goes to the left, they will find the student themselves. Let me bring the screen from here. So here I have column tool in the grading center and the grades that the student has received. How much did the student get here? For example, the total tool, 38.5 out of 92. There you go, 38.5 out of 92. Now there's a test here. The orange mark means what? It means the student didn't submit the test or the assignment. So this part means they didn't submit it. But if you see here, if the student sees an orange mark, or let's not get into that, let me clarify for you. If the student sees a blue mark here, the blue mark indicates progress. So this attempt has a problem called student progress. The students themselves might not understand what this means. So you all need to clarify this part.